When it comes to food, there is an important distinction that you must determine for yourself, if you're a doctor, for your patients, is absolutely critical. Food quantity versus quality. Here's the bottom line. Our bodies don't run on an abundance of food. We run, as we mentioned in a previous segment, on the macronutrients, primarily protein and fat. You could consume some carbohydrates for energy, some vitamins and minerals, but you absolutely need a certain amount of essential components in your diet. Consuming any more than that may actually be deleterious to your health. And I know many of you have been in a health food grocery and seen these food lists that say, here's the most nutrient dense foods on the planet. And sometimes it'll start with sweet potato. I can tell you that is patently false. That is plant-based vegan agenda. Now, while a sweet potato occasionally is not too bad and is pretty high in beta carotene, which can form vitamin A, if you really look at nutrient density, once again, you're going to be drawn to animal foods. And I would say two of the most nutrient dense foods on the planet would be liver, which has preformed retinol vitamin A plus vitamin B12 plus zinc plus copper and so many more vitamins and minerals. Number two, I would probably say would be eggs. And believe it or not, that could be chicken eggs, duck eggs, turkey eggs, goose eggs. You can also consume fish eggs, sometimes known as fish roe or caviar. Those are loaded with all the nutrients you need to form a human life. From there, red meat is really nutritious. Fatty fish can be nutritious. In fact, salmon not only contains precious omega-3 fats, but the antioxidant astaxanthin, which makes it red or pink. And that is great as an antioxidant. It even works in ways that plant-based antioxidants don't. So I really say that the animal kingdom's loaded with nutrients. Why? Because fats deliver fat-soluble vitamins and certain key antioxidants. I didn't even get to tell you that egg yolks are loaded with lutein, which is great for the macula of the eye. Eggs are also a great source of protein bound to phospholipids, lecithin being one of them. Choline is a powerful brain nutrient that is essential and should be considered that in today's food analysis from the powers that be. Absolutely loaded. Then you get into other quality metrics, and it goes for every food group. In the meat group, you're going to get more bang for your buck if you eat organs and egg yolks, if you eat grass-fed butter, etc. But you're also going to have the same situation no matter what food group you're eating from. If you're going to consume fruits and vegetables, you want to get the highest nutrient and in some cases, lowest calorie bang for your buck. And in the plant kingdom, here's how I rank things. Fruits are really good. Good source of antioxidants, but today's fruits come with a lot of sugar because of the way they've been selectively bred for thousands of years. Vegetables, and we get a little confused here on what's a vegetable and a fruit, can often be a richer source of minerals, really, really good. Herbs, think rosemary, parsley, and sage. They are loaded with antioxidants. They are even better than vegetables, gram for gram. And spices are the bomb. Clove, turmeric, ginger, nutmeg, so many more are loaded with antioxidants. In fact, clove is one of the highest antioxidant-rich foods on the planet. So as you think about quality over quantity, I mentioned organ meats and egg yolks. I mentioned fatty fish, butter, especially grass-fed. On the plant side, avocados are super nutrient dense. They're actually a fruit and one of the best ones you can consume. Certain seeds can be pretty good. When it comes to other fruits, look for berries. The highest antioxidant, highest fiber, lowest calories, and lowest sugar. Then when you get into the vegetables, think of green vegetables and make them vegetables that you like. Some people hate kale. If you hate kale, don't eat kale. If you hate spinach, don't eat spinach. But there are certain vegetables, and my favorite are actually really fruits like squashes, etc. Good source of nutrition, very low in calories. I also love garlic and onions, which could arguably be called spices. And when it comes to herbs, the most aromatic herbs, use them as a condiment, use more of them. I mentioned rosemary, which is great for the brain. Peppermint is great for the gut. The list goes on. And when it comes to spices, think turmeric, ginger, galangal. Some people do really well with peppers. Cayenne is a powerhouse, and other peppers as well. Nutmeg and clove, things that are considered sort of apple pie spice or pumpkin pie spice, can be absolutely amazing. Spices increase thermogenesis, which means you're going to burn more fat, can remove visceral fat. There's a couple cool spices you probably haven't heard of. I want you to check out Grains of Paradise. It can be used like pepper, but it's a relative of ginger. And sumac, which is a small berry that's very red, loaded with vitamin C and antioxidants, and can be found easily in your spice section at a grocery store. Last but not least, this is a category unto itself, but you could argue that it's somewhere between herbs and veggies. The leaves of fruit trees are absolutely healing. In a future program, I'm going to share with you God's message and remedy specifically for healing, and it's going to involve fruit tree leaves. In the meantime, if you see olive leaf, grape leaf, and other edible fruit tree leaves, say yes, because they are absolutely amazing. Folks, the quality of your food far outweighs the quantity. Always focus on protein. Focus on the highest nutrient dense, lowest calorie plant food, and that is how you build your diet. And you might even find yourself a little leaner, more controlled blood sugar, better brain, and living